today. And we're going to need to put you on too. All right. So that's my new thing. I say you're
Putting
on
you on
one,
two.
you're on one, and I'm going to need to be on two.
Is this what you say at work to people now? Is this your office persona? You HR? You sound like HR all of a sudden.
Oh my God. My phone. Listen, I had a conversation with a woman in her 70s. She was my last call on Saturday. She's in her 70s. And I called her because she used to subscribe, and I was trying to get her back. I was like, come back. We want more of your money. And she's saying,
Mhm.
I just moved 3 hours outside of LA. I'm newly divorced. I'm in my 70s. I have goats now. And so we were on the phone for 30 minutes. We talked about Broadway. We talked about her divorce. I called her. I said, I did the wash the man out of your hair stuff. She just
Oh my
giggled,
God.
just giggled. And I was like, and she didn't renew. She didn't give
I
me
was
any
gonna ask.
money.
I was gonna ask. Yeah,
It
yeah.
was a lot of wasted energy on my part. However, at the end of the conversation, it was the end of the shift. So I was like, I met a 70-year-old divorcee. She was like, at 70, she was like, I'm done with you. And I can respect that.
I'm
Listen,
done with you as in
women,
the Pantages, or done with you as in like men.
the husband. And
Got
this is
it.
what I'm saying, YouTubes. Hello, YouTubes. This is what I'm saying. If you are a female presenting person and you have a shitty man that you are married to, leave him. There's no need to put yourself through that tomfoolery for some dick, because you could. Oh, because this is what she told me. She's like, if you are thinking about going rural and getting a house and animals, she's like, do it younger. She's like, I wish I would have done it younger, because
Because these goats.
sometimes, sometimes my goat pushes me over. And she's like, I was
Pushy
like,
goats.
I was like,
Goats
that's
are
your,
pushy.
but that's her reality now. Is she's like, I got rid of an abusive. I don't know if he's abusive. No, no, no.
Wow. Wow.
Now I'm just making up a
Jesus.
narrative. But
Yeah,
she's like,
seriously. You just all in your mind, everyone is oppressed by someone else. And
she
so
was being occupied. She was being occupied,
mhm.
and so- but she exchanged that for a goat with horns that sometimes pushes. But I'm like, whatever, man. Listen,
I mean,
we
it's
learned
nice
that
to
you're
feel.
safer. We learned that you're safer with a bear than you are a human. Like a little push from a goat. But here's the thing: when you're 70, you don't want to be getting pushed by a goat
You don't want to be
at
getting pushed by a goat.
70.
Hopefully, the goats will push the intruders or marauding bands of thieves who are trying to steal your stuff or your goats, you know?
So she told me I need to do my farm now. She's like, get your farming in now.
You have some plants. You can't, don't you have cactuses who are alive in there? You've got a farm.
I have greenery here. Yeah, yeah. And
I'm
they
not
get
talking about your weed stash, you fucking stoner.
Hello, YouTubes. Thank you so much for joining us this Sunday prime time. Prime time.
Prime time.
Early morning, late afternoon if you live in the East Coast. And I'm sorry, I just want to cash this out and repack it, and then we can start if you're ready. Oh, wait, I need to put on my watch so I have a timer. Here, talk amongst yourself.
Yeah, guys, we got to do a couple of things. We need Tony to cash out his weed pipe and put on his watch. Two things that could have been done ahead of time, but we were gabbing, we were gabbing about
It could have been done
ourselves.
before you even got on, because God
You
knows
had
there's
six
always
extra
a
minutes.
little bit
You
of
had 6 extra minutes to cash out your weed pipe and put on your watch. Your watch. It's not a watch, it's a computer. All you with your fucking little iPhones on your fucking wrists, your wrist phones, bunch of losers. Fucking you love Apple. You talk a big game about your
Do you know how old
revolution.
this
You're a
is?
slave to the system, just like everybody else. You get
First of
up,
all,
you go to work, you fucking
first of all,
kiki, you tell people to get on the twos
first
and
of
off their
all,
ones, and
this
then you put on your
this
watch.
watch
I mean your
was a
phone.
free gift from T-Mobile for switching over after it stopped being
You
Sprint.
accept gifts from
So I don't say
corporations
no to a
just like
gift.
Donald Trump.
Why would, but the thing is you know how old this is now? This isn't a newer model. This doesn't just update right away.
The new models, they put themselves on your wrist. You don't have to waste our time by putting it on. Okay. You should get a new model.
No, I'm only getting refurbished from now on.
Did you see that new iPad commercial that they took off because it was too absurd for people? It like it the new iPad, they like had all like these instruments and art and all these like things of like creation, and it had this big giant like industrial press that pressed everything and destroyed it all and like sprung all the paint everywhere, and it just created the iPad. And so they're, I mean, like on the one hand they're like, look at all the things we're putting in this iPad, but it also was like, we're crushing all society and all tactile things of reality that have made the world beautiful for the last several millennia, and giving you this large phone. You're welcome.
Yeah, I never really got the iPad. I mean, unless you are literally a graphic designer that draws with one of those little pencil things. Like, I've had an iPad.
What, a stylist?
Sure. And I was like, if you're a stylist or whatever, I don't care what the fuck you do, but you got to be able to draw. You know what I mean? Like, the fuck you?
Yeah. No, it's called the pen is called the stylist. No, you didn't know what it is. You didn't know what it is. And now you know what it is.
I was making a joke. Anyway, you son of a bitch. Sorry, Jenna. I love you. She got it right twice. Are you ready to do a show? Do you have an opener? Have you done your work?
Yeah, I done my work.
I'd just like to say that anyone who reads the blurps about the shows and they're wondering why there's still a filler write-up in, is because if that didn't happen, we wouldn't have posted last week's show.
My bad.
Because
but here I was, Tony, thinking you loved filler.
Hardest job that fucking Casey has is to write 3 sentences.
No, the hardest job that I have is spending a half an hour with you being yelled at. Sometimes, not every time. Sometimes it's easier than others. But it's always worked.
So young, and it's triggering for you.
You look and often sound like a teenager. Okay, let's talk.
They are very informed. The youth is going to lead us out of this, you boomer.
Informed all right, or not, they certainly have a lot to say.
My Casey's channeling his inner Hillary here. All right, are you ready? 3.
I sure am, you basket of deplorable. Hello, everyone, and welcome back to the Gay Power Half Hour, the only gay podcast on the internet that is just like a fight on the congressional floor, because we're not afraid to talk about what you look like and tell you that you're an ugly bitch. With your bleach blonde, butch-bodied MC number 1, Casey Taylor Lie.
Bitch, I'm the one with the lashes, honey. This is Miss Tony Soto Crockett over here, girl.
The Crocker self. Give it up for Tony Soto, everybody. What a hilarious time to be alive.
I mean, listen, it's the first time that people are actually tuning into C-SPAN. You know what I mean? Like, I bet C-SPAN is. I bet people are buying stock into C-SPAN like they are GameStop. They're like, oh shit, they're on the up. They're on the up.
Yeah, I'm tuning in because I want to see a right hook. You know what I mean?
Here's the thing. I feel like if we are asking. If we are saying that we need younger voices in Congress, and all elections are open and free to anyone who wants to run, and you can win if you don't know shit, like Marjorie Taylor Greene.
Yeah.
This is the kind of shit we're going to see. Like, before, it was just stuffy white men harumphing, you know, but now it's like,
yeah, it's internet culture, and that's fine. It's reality television, and that's what we have chosen to be a part of. And I think Crockett's amazing. I think AOC is amazing. I think Marjorie Taylor Greene needs to crawl back into the Barry boot camp from which she came, and
if you're listening,
trip on a couple of kettlebells. But
if you're listening and you're not really sure what we're talking about, there was a viral moment where it was something about the impeachment, right? It was because Comer was fucking at the helm.
Who even knows?
So who knows? But it came into a situation where Marjorie was telling Jasmine Crockett that she obviously doesn't know shit because she can't read shit because of her eyelashes. And that is a read, you know what I mean?
Sure.
But that is a read that when it comes out of the white devil mouth
Yeah.
of Marjorie Taylor Greene to a black woman, that's immediately going to clock as, oh, bitch, you being a racist. So AOC and Jasmine were like, "Ooh, we want it stricken. Ooh, we want it stricken." They did not strike it. They did not strike it. They took it down, but they did not strike it, because if they struck it, then Marjorie was not going to be allowed to talk at that said meeting anymore. So Comer was fighting the whole fucking thing, and during that process, when it was like strike it or bring it down, strike it or bring it down, Jasmine Crockett was like, "Okay, I just need clarification. I just need to know." Because she's coming from my lashes. She's telling me to calm down. She's saying all this shit to me. So if I say if I say bleach blonde, bad built, butch body, that's not going to get me in trouble, right? And first of all, she said it so fast that Comer was like, "What?" But
Comer said, "I have 2 hearing aids. I'm trying to keep up as best as I can."
But you know who got it right away? Raskin.
Oh yeah.
Right next to Comer was just like, "Oh, this is the thing. Democrats are playing with ridiculous people." So when you see shit like this, especially when it's like Marjorie being out of pocket with what she's fucking saying about Jasmine's appearance and not being able to understand shit, it's like, well, bitch, you're both colleagues in the same place. You know what I mean? And honestly, she's a lawyer. Like, what the are you? Like, did you graduate from? Oh no, that's Bobert, who didn't graduate from high school. But
Pretty
anyway,
sure Marjorie it was like the daughter of someone wealthy, of course, who then but she was like a fitness instructor, and everyone knows, and then she became a right-wing conspiracy theorist influencer, and then she became one of the most powerful Congress people on the Republican side.
like seriously, she was 1 minute she was a joke.
Pass.
Yeah, 1 minute she was a joke. The next minute they were talking about being a VP candidate for Trump. And it's like, what in the absolute fuck?
To be fair, 1 minute Donald Trump was a joke, and then he was the president of the United States and now the future dictator of the United States. So honestly, don't make jokes. Maybe we're the problem. Maybe jokes are the problem.
Yeah, jokes are the problem.
We should take it more seriously, guys.
Yeah, that's why they're taking away our freedom of speech.
Or maybe don't elect the comedians.
I think that, listen, I think that I live for moments like that, because here's the thing. It's always going to come up. It's always going to start on the right. You rarely see any situation where like the left is trying to come out for a punch. I mean, and it will look like that because they're trying to make sense of legislation that the right is trying to bring up that's full of hateful, nasty shit. But on the most part, that was a personal appearance attack that's going to come from fucking someone like a Lauren Boebert or Marjorie Taylor Greene.
Yeah.
Towards a much smarter side. And then they're going to just be lambasted with fucking, knowledge and shit. So it's
and I hate to, jump into something a bit more combative and the chance to turn this, but like, that's like similar to the narrative around the protest movement right now, is because the protests from the left are full of good ideas and desire for change in the world to be a better place, but then they invariably will bring right-wing agitators who beat everyone up and burn everything down, and it turns into chaos, and then the narrative is everything is chaos and it's the Democrats' fault. So, like, this is like they fight.
That's not true.
Yeah. And that's like, and so like, there is a part of me that's like, I wish that we could just figure out a better way to form the narrative and not have it turn into chaos.
Why you're saying that, because the thing is so many colleges have divested. So many colleges have done what and like.
Have they?
And we're talking. Yes, there's been a lot of colleges who have fucking listened to their students and divested. It's the big fucking money grubbers that are really invested in profiting from.
Well, yeah, but I'm not.
It's hard to fucking fight war. Fucking.
I know, but then
shit.
No, I agree.
So you must protest. So you must. That's the fucking American way. It can't be changed. It can't suddenly be like, oh, now you should protest this way or you should protest in this manner. The way of protesting has not changed. If anything, government has made it a lot harder for fucking people to protest.
No,
what's going on in New York right now, there was a situation because in New York, it's illegal to use sound amplification. You can't use fucking bullhorns anymore. You can't get on a mic. You can't have a speaker. And so it's like people literally just yelling with their fucking God-given voices in the fucking streets of New York, fighting up against a genocide. And some fucking person had a speaker and put it in their window and was fucking talking in, you know, in their own personal residence and was letting some person, I think, talk about, you know, pro-Palestine shit. And the cops were mounting that building to get to that window. To fucking go into some private residence and what? Arrest somebody for putting a speaker in their window? If it was a Puerto Rican holiday, there'd be speakers out of every window playing some beautiful fucking music. And then what? Would they be fucking murdered and shot because it's too fucking ethnic? Like, tell me what is happening here. So, I mean, like, we must protest.
Yeah, I know. And it's also, I'm not saying not protest. I'm just saying it sucks that the narrative then becomes chaos on the left.
That's true, but that's always dissenters. You know what I mean? And you can't help the fact that the only way that the right wins because of their backward beliefs is by going and stirring up chaos. That's why we saw at UCLA the fucking pro-Zionist movement that came in and, you know, like throwing fireworks and shit like that. But the narrative wasn't painted that the pro-Zionist movement came and did that as some, it was painted that like they got all the shots of fucking the protesters.
And it will continue to be, and it will continue to foster the narrative that the country is heading into chaos over something that is the biggest issue for 2% of voters in this country. And it will help elect Trump. And I just think that there needs to be a way in which we can, I don't know if the media could be better about it, or if there was a way to, I don't know. I'm just saying that it is. I was relating
the amount of people that it really does.
Well, it's the polls. I mean, so maybe it's 10%.
Yeah, but who cares? The polls have been wrong thousands of times, and that's
but I mean, it's not everyone's biggest issue. It's not everyone's. It is in fact very slowly.
So then you're not worried about Biden.
No,
are you worried about Biden because of the polls?
But the issues but the narrative on the left has become this is the only issue that matters, and it's not. And in fact, it's very low down the list of issues that matter.
I mean, it's a pretty big
people when it comes to voters. It's a big issue, but when it comes to what people are voting on, it's somewhere between 2 and 5%. And this is what we'll find
out in November. You know, it'll be interesting to see. We'll be writing about it we'll be talking about it for years.
Yeah, and I will
at least a good 2 years. You know, as long as
we're talking and writing about it as much as we're allowed to once Trump becomes dictator of the country.
Oh my God! But that kind of shit is happening under fucking Biden. I don't understand what you mean. You're like, he's going to take away everything. It's literally happening right now.
What's he taking away? He's taking away your ability to amplify your protests. You have plenty of ability to amplify your protests.
Oh, see, there you go. That's nothing. Of course not. Yeah, sure. No, like the fucking over-policing, the building of cop cities all over goddamn America. No, that's not.
There are major fucking issues. There are major issues.
But nothing under good old sweet Biden. Like,
well, I mean, but Donald Trump has said that he will. But show me where Biden has said that he'll take $1 billion from any company and allow them to destroy the environment. I mean, that's what Trump just said. He's like openly saying, buy me and you can have whatever you want.
Saying the quiet thing's quiet again. Yeah, I get it. But don't act like fucking Biden's not cashing in on certain fucking things. Come on.
Like, Biden has put is the environment is the environment a big issue or not?
And it's not like he's fighting it. So
I know.
I mean, and you can't worry just about our environment. You got to worry about environments everywhere. And what do you think?
Well, there's one environment. There's one environment.
Demolition of Gaza is fucking good for any environment.
There's one environment. And it's the world environment, and it's all connected.
Yeah, well, we need to start thinking that way. And, at this point, politicians on both sides aren't thinking that way. So I don't understand I just don't understand this, like, rise to be like,
there's one trying to keep it all together and one who's trying to blow it all apart.
Okay, we'll see, because the guy who's trying to keep it all together isn't doing all that great. But let's move on
to
travel being gross And another reason why flying is gross. Here in Los Angeles, that's the thing. When things happen, it always happens in our city first because too many of you dirty mouth breathers are flying into our city. Measles is back out and about at Southwest Airlines. So if you fly because you're a bus person, you're going to get measles.
Well, we're not gonna get measles because if you have been vaccinated, you might not get measles. I do like the idea of the landing, and people were like, "How was the flight?" Oh, it was a bit bumpy. Did you say bumpy? No, I said mumpsy. Mumps. I got the mumps. It was a bit mumpsies. And that is bullshit. Yeah, I mean, well, like, you know, we're not even talking about the bird flu and all the fucking dairy and beef, all the fucking dairy cows and all the fucking chickens and egg layers have bird flu, and so we're just consuming a little bit of bird flu every time we fucking have.
No, listen, exactly. Like, but here's the thing: I am so old that I still don't. I'm so old that I still have to Google what measles are because my mother at least loved me enough to fucking inject my little body full of science. Okay. And here's the thing. And this is the fucking, speaking of narratives, we're going to talk about narratives. This is the narrative we got to start painting fucking people who get measles and the mumps and the whooping cough or whatever you can get from fucking malaria, whatever you can get from a fucking shot from a loving parent when you're a goddamned infant in like 4 or 5 trials. Listen, they space it out. You know, they don't just shove it all in you at once, which I'm still game for. But I don't even, I have to Google measles because my mother loved me. And here's the thing, it's gross. That's what it is. You're gross if you have the measles.
Tell us what it is. What do you get if you have measles?
You're a gross person if you have.
What is it? Where does it get?
It's like spots or something. I don't know. Something gross. You get something gross. All right.
You didn't do a very good job of Googling it. If all you Google it and all you got, I don't know, is spots or something. I had
to see the pictures and it looked gross. And that's what I know. And here's the thing. We don't want to fucking highlight these gross people and fucking showcase their disease. We just got to be like, listen, all that we can say now is if you have the measles in any way, your mother didn't love you. And I'm sorry for that. I'm sorry for that. But you can get a measles vaccination as an old person, can't you?
You can get anything. Like measles.
And that's the thing. I'm like, do I need to go back and get a refresher of measles? Like, this is the thing. Like, you and I, as far as we know, are immune to measles, right? Like, we can't get measles, right?
Who was the weasel who got on that plane and gave everyone measles? That's what I want to know. What shitty parent? What fucking cartoon character villain, or was it just RFK? Was it RFK and his worm? He got on. Do you have a carry-on? Only my worm, and fucking gave everyone fucking measles, maybe. And that's the annoying thing about RFK. He definitely got fucking vaccinated for polio and measles when he was a little fucking, you know, little
we
fucking
all saw
American
the crooked
prince.
legs.
And maybe that's what gave his voice a wobble. Maybe that's why he's got, maybe, who knows? Maybe it was, maybe it was his, you know, alcoholism. I don't know. I don't want to judge, or maybe his drug use. I don't want to say anything. I don't know. But maybe it was the worm. I don't know. But hey, you know what? 20% in the polls. Let's elect him.
Listen, gross people out there with your fucking anti-vax fucking nonsense, hippy dippy fucking Birkenstock wearing granola bitches. Like, see all that? I just forgot what I was gonna say about you, but
maybe you have measles.
Oh
it puts spots on your brain.
It's measles in my brain.
Should have read down Google. You would have seen spots on your brain.
I don't know. It frustrates me so much because it's just like this whole anyone like assholes. Everyone has an opinion and can have one. Some shouldn't. Like get your kids inoculated. All right, shove them full of science.
Yeah, and knock it off. And I fully agree that it's you know, I don't know, it's just one of those things where you I mean, even if this avian bird flu scenario doesn't jump into the human population, like we think like it's not. We've said it before, it's not 100-year occurrence of pandemics anymore. Where there's going to be all these things because we don't, COVID. Where there's new COVID. I'm not as scared as COVID, but like
a new variant. Oh, maybe you should be scared, Casey. Like, because there's a new.
I don't know about you, but I love to flirt.
I think the last one was called JK something, and COVID was like JK. Now we're gonna flirt, and flirt is the new strain of COVID out there. Queen, do you want to get it? Do you want to rush and get it? Does it sound cute?
Well, I have a feeling that as Pride season comes about, there will be an uptick in COVID, and I don't want to blame it on the gays,
but we love
because it's the time that it goes around, but we are not the best at not.
We're big fans
being
of wet,
flirty and squirty, if you know what I mean.
Nonsense. That's what we like. We like it.
Well,
moist.
Don't forget this Pride season. If you don't want to get the flirt, wrap it up.
Oh yeah, and well, I don't know how you like. Yeah, you got to kiss through Saran wrap. I don't know how you got to do it, but don't be spreading around the flirt. Everyone's like a summer surge. I thought that I had been hearing about COVID a lot lately. You know what I mean? Like. And
there are bigger issues that are really affecting everyone, and like at this point, COVID doesn't. COVID's. I don't know. I'm not scared. I'm not scared of COVID
still, but I think that's why people are still getting fucking COVID. We got to worry about fucking summer surges because no one's scared of COVID. You should be scared of COVID.
Summer Surge sounds like a 1990s WWF event, and I miss when Summer Surge meant something fun and instead meant the
remember that soda
disease.
Surge,
and also remember Squirt.
Squirt still happens.
Squirt certainly happens every day in my
but
house.
Surge was like that shit that was like when they came out with Jolt. Jolt was a fucking Surge was like a lesser Jolt.
Yeah, for the younger kids out there, this was like a Four Loko but without the alcohol. So
yeah. See, this is the thing. They were trying to get us hopped up even at that young age. They made sodas like Surge and Jolt. Jolt was 2 times the caffeine in that little tiny 12-ounce can.
We would fucking chug that shit after school sometimes.
It was a delicious soda. You know what I mean? It was a delicious brown soda. It gave me RC vibes. You have to Google that too. RC soda. That's a good soda. It's a good.
Since we're talking sodas,
it's a good brown soda if you're poor.
Yeah, and Squirt was the grapefruit flavored soda, still around, but it was also like Fresca, which is the non-sugar version of Squirt, and I want you to know that is the soda that I had in my household growing up at all times. My mom loved fucking Fresca.
Fresca is a very Mexican soda. Like, yeah. When Fresca came out,
Fresca means
very
fresh.
Squirt heavy. They're very squirt heavy. But then when Fresca was invented, like I feel like my Mexican family thought that it was a little bougier than Squirt. So it was like the champagne of beers, but for lime-based or grapefruit-based sodas. So I just remember we always drank Squirt, but then Fresca would also come into play. So you'd have a choice. You could go old school or you could do new school.
I love that. See, this is where we connected. We both felt we were better than other people because we drank Fresca.
Oh, listen, no one feels more entitled and righteous than a poor Mexican family. We know that we are one prayer away to the mother of fucking Jesus Christ, that it's going to lift us up and fucking... Oh, good times. Speaking of good times. Elon's brain chip.
Ooh.
Elon is just shoving chips into brains, just getting people to sign up in the hopes that they can use their mouse with their eyeballs. Not
their eyeballs. It's what they think. It's their little brain. It is a very interesting and terrifying but fascinating technology. Brain control.
Yeah, I feel like it's Like it's a little. It's not that okay. Great. It's great.
You don't
Okay.
like it because it's not as impressive as you want it to be. But the bitch can't walk is basically what you said.
The bitch can't walk. Like what are we? Like what are we talking about here? Like
the bitch still can't walk. He said.
Like, how do you pitch that? Because here's the thing: it's like, okay, now I get it. Everything has to start somewhere, and sure, this can probably lead to something really great. I mean, it's coming from Elon Musk, so I don't know what also evil is being used for as we're distracted by this guy who's moving a mouse with his eyeballs.
Mhm.
But to me, I'm just like, it seems like, oh, well, this is like trial shit that you shouldn't have done yet, because I think like you're a couple more prototypes away from being like, oh, and not only can they move the mouse with their eyeballs, but they also get to shimmy a little. You know what I mean? Like their shoulders can move or something. Like tap into that brain if you're gonna tap into the brain.
He wants you to be able to move your mouse and also have one 1990s dance move, at least from the upper body. And then he'll
I am fucking paralyzed from my neck down, and you want
God, just make it from the neck up, please.
And you want to get into my brain? If I'm paralyzed from the neck down and you want to get into my brain, then you better shove that fucking microchip deep enough that I get to do a shimmy.
Oh, isn't that shocking that Tony wants it shoved in a little bit deeper? That's what he really wants.
I'm just like, look, we give this fucking mayonnaise-faced asshole so many accolades, and literally every fucking Tesla has been recalled at least twice. Like, why are we fucking sitting here stroking this fucking loser's dick who couldn't even cope
but
with
he can't stroke his own. Oh, you mean
couldn't
Elon?
even cope with a Don Lemon interview? You know, like you let Don Lemon, like, what the fuck, bro? And you hired him to do the interview? Like, bro, like, why are we stroking this dude's dick? Like, okay, great. You sent a 90-year-old black guy who was in the NASA up into space today. That's awesome because, you know, obviously he was
that him or was that
NASA.
Jeff Bezos?
I don't know. It's the blue one.
I think that's the Bezos one.
Oh, okay. Then I'd rather. I don't want to give either of them accolades. They got too many fucking.
I want you to have a brain chip that's implanted so you can say the word accolades right.
Don't tell me how to say accolades, you elitist. But all I'm going to say is, why are we stroking these fucking dumbasses' dicks, especially Elon Musk, when it's like, bitch, give him a Twitch. All right, like,
well,
don't call me and
don't give him a game.
Twitch.
Don't give him a game console. Come on, he needs to walk.
That's a Switch.
Oh. Well, he can use his Switch.
But
he can play his Switch with his brain. He's psyched.
Fucking
beforehand, all he could do is read poetry that was put in front of his face or whatever.
It's like, yeah, dude, all you could play is solitaire, but here you go. You could do it with your eyeballs. It's like,
but, you know, to pull back for 1 second, like, you know, everything. He's the first person who's ever had a brain implanted in a chip that he can move things with his mind. Like, that's a thing, you know, and it's not going to be perfect at first, like a Tesla. You know, and hopefully it doesn't catch on fire, you know, or like make him like roll his wheelchair into a passerby's in a crosswalk, you know, like,
yeah.
You know,
or suddenly Elon flips that one switch.
Well, I'm worried about the switch being flipped. That's my concern with it.
Here's the thing. He flips that one switch. There's a little, who knows? There might be a little switch in it that can fucking make the guy stand right up, and all of a sudden he's a fucking army guy for you. You know
I know. Or that, or also it makes him just all of a sudden laugh at Elon's bad jokes. Imagine that's probably what the brain chip.
Yeah, he needs someone to like all his tweets with their eyes. So hey, fucking. He has to just scroll through fucking Twitter and like and retweet.
Oh, it was all free? Yeah, it was free, but believe me, there's still going to be a cost. You have to publicly tell everyone that I'm great.
Oh my god. Well, listen, we're down to our last couple minutes, but just real quick, I guess we should talk about Alito and the dangerous Supreme Court.
Oh my god.
It came out like that there was a photo posted of Alito's house years ago,
Well,
But
during after the 2020 election.
right after the 20 with an upside down American flag, which should only, I guess, be posted if you are in distress. If the country is in distress, it's the only time the
This is one of the leading government officials doing a insurrectionist symbol flying from their house, and then he said, "Well, it wasn't me; it was just my wife." These fucking
Why
Supreme
are we
Court
throwing our
wives.
fucking wives
Why
under the bus?
these fucking insurrectionist wives? Jesus Christ, give them a job. Let them
Yeah,
maybe let them out of the House, Republicans, and they can fucking not just fucking rabbit hole down the internet all day long. You're the wife of a Supreme Court justice. Act like it. At least pretend you like the country that your husband is pretending to fucking believe in its laws. You don't believe by hanging that upside down. You say the government needs to be overthrown. Cool. You have the power to do that and make it legal. What a hoot.
But literally, that's what those January 6ers wanted. Like
yes,
that's the whole thing I don't understand. It was like, look, like the moment you broke, like, look, when you storm a Capitol, like you have clear intentions, like I don't care if someone fucking breaks into a college. I don't care if someone breaks down a Rite Aid. I don't fucking. But if you're like in the Capitol, that's making a statement. Like breaking into a Capitol building is a statement. You know, like beating up Capitol Police. That's a statement. That's an attempt at something.
Yeah.
And
looking to find the vice president to hang him. That's a statement.
Yeah. Shitting on the walls, you fucking animals. My God. And I don't like to use animals in a human way because I think it's overdone. But I'm saying like you shat on walls, and that's fucking
excrement.
I mean,
a statement.
Like it's wild.
Yeah. Extra.
Anyway, we're done.
Yeah. Fucking that guy bad. Alito bad.
Supreme Court bad. It's like
don't forget, whoever becomes president next will have the opportunity to nominate Supreme Court justices, and the oldest ones up there are Republicans. So another reason to not vote for the Democrat.
Casey, tell people what you're up to.
Making snide comments at all of those who say publicly that they won't be voting for Genocide Joe because they don't agree with him for the next 6 months. That's what I'm doing.
No bookings? Sorry,
girl. I don't have a lot of bookings for June. Perhaps it's because I have a podcast with Tony Soto. I would say that, but he's getting booked left and right, mommy. He getting booked left and right. Apparently, I'm a dick. And too butch to be booked for Pride.
Yeah, your big butch fucking bald built body.
I'm not bald. Butch body. I'll take it. Bleach blonde butch body.
Oh my God. You want to tell us
what are you doing?
You want to tell us your social media?
No.
Okay.
They can find it. It's not that fucking big of a jump.
She's Googleable, everybody. Yeah. What do I have going on? I don't think I have anything going on. I'm sure that I don't have anything going on, but some big stuff. Oh, I mark your calendars.
Get out your calendars and your markers.
May 31st. 11 p.m. I think I'm going to be hosting Precinct's anniversary party.
Oh, fun!
9 years of Precinct in DTLA. So, and also I will be back at 33 Taps on Fridays doing the bingo and the drag race. So I'm the Tony Soto Show on Instagram and TikTok. And if you want to see what I'm doing as a cross-dresser, I took a picture with Jerry O'Connell at Tony Soto Productions. Celebrities. They're just like us. We're taking the holiday weekend off, but we'll be back in 2 weeks with more of this. So goodbye. Wait, YouTube first. Got it? Get off YouTube first.
And then you can say something terrible about Moss.